All right. All right. All right. What's it called? It's Sunday. Oh no, it's Sunday. But it's Sunday. It's still the weekend. We are in a weekend. What's it called? We are in the last day of the weekend. I got to get some food out. Got an egg sandwich. It was really nice. I got some hot sauce on it too. Kind of hits the spot. But I had a what's it called? A relatively chill weekend. I actually got to sleep in a little bit more. My back is still bad, but actually while I'm here, let me like what's it called? Rush a little bit. I'll be right back like a second. Oh, all right. Hello, Sophie. How's it going? It's a Monday unemployed. What's it? I feel like usually. Sorry, let me take a few of these. I feel like back when I was out of work, like applying for jobs felt like a job in of itself. So I never really, I always felt like I was keeping myself extremely busy, even when I was like, what's it called? Like trying to find something. I forget. I think it also didn't help that I had a hobby. Like, what's it called? I was doing a lot of anime blogging around then, so part of it was like having to feel obligated to do more blog, and then the other part of it was what's it called? Applying for things or trying to train for interviews. It's it's a lot. I know back when I was a student, I was trying my damnedest to find things. I actually found a lot more work once I was done with college. Because I was just like, I wanted to find something, but I could only find like things within this school. Like I was able to be a teaching assistant, so I did that for quite a while. But I was trying to find something during my undergrad. The closest I got was like getting within like the initial like hiring process for like a new Shake Shack, but like around like the last day of training, like I just couldn't make it because I had a really important test. I chose the test over Shake Shack, so they were not flexible with the whole training process. I guess I just didn't end up working there. But I think a lot of my work was mostly just done within this school. I did some stuff for my university newspaper. I wanted to do audiobooks, but their audiobook section was kind of like this small little building on the corner of like the university. So I was just like, it was hard to kind of know exactly if they were actually like doing work or not, or if it was just like a building that was just sitting there because it never looked like anyone ever went in there. But I should probably get going with the game. Having to be nostalgic about this. I was just getting nostalgic about it because I was thinking about this one restaurant. It was like a Chinese place within the what's it called? There's a Chinese place inside of my university. It was really good. They used to do like what's it called? Like orange chicken that was really crispy. The best one that they had was on the occasions where they did it with teriyaki sauce instead. And they had like a wasabi aioli they put on it. It was like an indulgence, but I had a really good time with it. All right, let's see. Let's start with Haruhi. It's been some time because Tsutsumi and Sakazaki both had like a huge batch of theirs before you could catch up. But now we're at the point where people are actually like trying to hunt each other down. So this is gonna be a little more serious. A nice thought. Haruhi Shigima. Despite having obtained the curse of the haunted clappers, Haruhi Shigima is determined to use the rite of resurrection by stealing the remaining curse stones. She instructs her private investigator, Richter, to find the other curse bearers. Okay, I was just testing if my voice was good. La 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 la. It's almost been an hour since Richter left. He promised he'd call me if anything happened, but he hasn't. So all I can do is wait. And wait. I know it's dangerous to go out, but I just can't sit here and let this opportunity pass me by. I have to look for her, for Michio Shiraishi. But first, I need to find more soul dregs. The flowers put me at ease, just a little. That old hanging scroll. I've seen it too often to feel anything about it by now. Should I put a record on? No, it's too late for that. I'm not in the mood for music anyway. I did want to look into, what's it called? Something first. Paranormasight. Yeah, when does this come out? Or when does this, set in the late 20th century, 1980s. So if this is around the 80s, we have some good vinyls to work with. Man. I ended up taking on, I guess because I started to get a vinyl player, like I started taking on all of my like, what's it called? Any of like the remaining kind of vinyls I could find. And like, what's it called? I ended up taking on a lot of my mom's collection. There is a lot of Culture Club albums. She was a huge Culture Club fan, so I have like a ton of them now. I also have what's it called? The Flock of Seagulls album is really good. That has I think Inner Space Love Song. I'm waiting for Richter to contact me, but he hasn't. I rarely use this. What's this? A newspaper? It must have fallen off the chair. It's the newspaper. I only leave them out here for guests. Hardly ever read them myself. I don't think I've taken the time to go over one in years. In fact, well, it's not like I have anything better to do. Alright, let's look at culture. Now that everyone has more spending money to go around, people are coming up with all kinds of new diversions. It seems like only yesterday people were flocking to the arcades to shoot aliens. But now we have these enormous theme parks and gaming machines that plug straight into our televisions. Everyone's talking about superhero series, foreign films, and movies based on the latest bestseller. Back in my day, fusion rock and folk music were all the rage. Man, seeing people reading the newspaper is a rarity. My father doesn't read them anymore. I think that back when I lived at home, like there were a lot more just kind of like city newspapers I'd come across. But for the most part, like my main exposure to newspapers is usually at the front of stores. like going to the grocery store or like your pharmacy or like what's it called, gas station. I used to buy them for what's it called, for a couple things. Sometimes I'd have to look for them for like research for like college papers. I think the last time I like bought like an actual like paper newspaper was when they re-released, I think it was the anniversary for Back to the Future 2, and like that day they had like a special edition that looked like the newspaper were like, what's it called, the newspaper during that particular year. I think it was like the front page was like Biff Tannen being arrested, like he did in, I guess, the, what's it called, in the second movie. It was just the novelty of having something that looks like a movie prop that's like printed. I used to be a sucker for that kind of stuff. Like whenever Surge would come back, I would just be like, okay, buying Surge. I had Zima in my fridge for the longest time because they re-released Zima, and I'm like, I remember when people used to make jokes about that on I Love the 90s. And now I get to have some. It's okay. It's like alcoholic Sprite. But now it's all about city pop and idols. Oh man, going to the newspaper and seeing Plastic Love on the charts. That's got to be a fun time. Maybe not all this stuff with the bubble, because it seems like this is like the major like kind of like what's it called, the bubble economy in Japan. Kind of like with Yakuza 0, where so much of that's focused on like the time when there was just a random kind of like tech boom. Do you know that there's Japanese covers for Careless Whispers? I did notice. I did know that there was a cover of Careless Whisper. There was like there's a couple covers that are really nice of like songs that aren't from Japan that were translated there. I remember probably like a couple years ago, I listened to a Japanese version of the Village People's YMCA. It sounded exactly like it would have been like a Gundam song. I think it already sounds like a Gundam song, like if you have the instrumental version. But you just have this very smooth, just like young man. I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely like an opening for something. It's like this kind of 70s like kind of like schlocky TV show like theme song. Subarashi YMCA. It's like, damn, that's a very smooth vocals for such a shouty song. I'm trying to remember. There was a cover of like a Pet Shop Boys song that was really good. It was Japanese. Love Comes Quickly. There was a there was a Japanese cover of Love Comes Quickly. It sounded so good. I find it hard to care about that sort of thing anymore. Damn. You could have had some very good vinyls, City Pot. I actually got one for Love Trip. That's such a good album, Love Trip. There was like a particular like music store that sells vinyls. It's such a far drive, but going there is like sometimes it's like a real treasure trove. There's nothing on it this hour. I see no point in turning it on. Oh, they don't have infomercials just yet. Let's see, what are we looking at here? Is there anything else in this newspaper? Oh, there's other sections. Looks like the biggest problem right now is pollution. I remember how the air and water used to be even more polluted. The rivers were covered in scum from all the sewage and industrial waste, and it stank so badly it made my eyes water. Eventually, people started getting sick and it couldn't be ignored anymore. Fortunately, it's gotten better since then. Although, the air around the industrial district is still filthy with gas and smog. Man, we're with two different worlds. I'm unaware of what you're talking about sometimes. No, it's just what's it called? I am like I was a '90s kid, but like around the 2000s, like there was a lot of '80s nostalgia, and one of them was like a local radio station that kept on playing like '80s like pop hits like over the weekends. And my mom would always listen to that, like when she was doing like kind of just like vacuuming and such, and when I'd jump in and do some chores as well. So I just associate like those days of just like what's it called, like kind of just being like at home on the weekends with like really old, like a lot older music. All sorts of articles about the current state of the economy. Now that the post war boom has passed its peak, we're moving into the era of large corporations. It's about 220 to 230 yen to the dollar. Manufacturing is on the rise and exports are healthy. The dollar is down from its height and people are saying it could fall further. There's no denying in how much the standards of living have improved in the past few years. It's common to own a car and a television now, and supermarkets are better stocked than ever. Let's see, I got these all. Let's see, education and television. Everyone attends high school now, even girls. Universal education policy, they call it. This country's gotten rich enough that every child can go to school. Education is the backbone of modern society. If you want to work for a good company, you have to get into a good university. With more people in the running than ever, the competition to getting in those universities has gotten fierce, though. The new generation's rebelling. Schoolyard violence and delinquency are on the rise. But my boy was too sensible to get mixed up in any of that. I don't want to read anymore. It'll only remind me of him. Oh, there's more to these. I don't really watch much television. Feels like all the information in the world gets passed through that little black box. But father stopped them from reporting on the kidnapping back when it happened. I was glad about that. Less fuss. Now the comedy boom is over, all the comedians are flocking to other genres. The occult seems to be really popular at the moment. Look at all these paranormal specials. Oh man. That does remind me of kind of like how Takeshi Miike's like career was kind of like, I guess kind of path went, where he went from just kind of being like a very like kind of like edgy and in your face comedian to like making very like kind of edgy and intense like movies. I've been meaning to watch a lot more no, Takeshi Kitano beat Takeshi. Yeah, Takeshi Kitano. I've been meaning to watch a lot more of his films. I hear the new big thing is the mascot line of delinquent birds. Mockingbirds, I think it's called. What was that? Was that what Richter was talking about? Trends seem to have such a short shelf life now, with how much the times are changing. I think I'm just too old to keep up anymore. It's young people who are leading the way with their modern worldviews. My generation will only fall further behind. Feel like it was only yesterday that things were on fleek, and now they're no longer on fleek. Now everything is based. It is wild how like growing older like means like finding out like I guess kind of growing up enough to like see memes go from like something that would take up an entire month to something that would take up only like 3 days. Where you could have a meme at the start of the week, and then by the end of the week, people are like, "That's old news. Why do you keep spreading this?" Although with everyone flocking to the city, land prices are skyrocketing. Nowadays, most people can only dream of home ownership. The city center is going to be nothing but apartments before long. Hmm. Not exactly a businesswoman, so this all feels like another world to me. If there's one thing Honjo never wants for, it's horrific crimes. They found an old police officer dead in the local park just the other day. A lot of my family are in the police. I hope it wasn't anybody I knew. I don't read the news anymore. Not like last year. It brings back bad memories. Especially the slangs no longer bother to Google what they mean. Like, yeah, 6'7", whatever that means. Be like, I gotta catch up on like all of my like recent slang through like what's it called? The angels from Panty and Stocking. They're like, on God, everything is cooked. The ticking seems so loud. It just goes to show how quiet it is. Because even last year, I was thinking of the what's it called? This one particular kind of brain rot meme around like the Super Mario Brothers movie, where I think somebody like redubbed the part that Charles Martinet was in, and was like, "I think you're skibidi. No one just leaves their Ohio for some yacht, and the worst part is, you'll lose your riz with you." And I'm like, most of those bits of slang seem like they'd be difficult to say in 2025 without looking like elderly. It's like riz is charisma. I feel like people usually say, I feel like with like Ohio, like it's just memes that are connected with Ohio, like what's it called? The one with the two like space like the two astronauts, where it was like the entire world is Ohio, and then the guy with the gun behind is like, it's always been. Gyat is just a reaction, where it's just a way of like saying like God, but with like a very intense like God. People usually say that in response to like seeing someone with like a huge butt, but at some point in time it just kept on getting bastardized as it got like more into usage, so people started using gyat as like a noun and not like a proclamation. And it's like, no one has a gyat. They have something that makes you say gyat. Get it right. Come to think of it, I never offered him any tea. Not that I ever learned how to make it. Yeah, I could go for some tea. Okay, what haven't I responded to? The phone. I need to distract myself somehow. I don't want to be alone with my thoughts. Maybe reading the newspaper will take my mind off of things. There's more newspaper. Oh, more society. Let me read about the thing that I live in. Suicide at local high school. Oh, I remember that. A high school girl jumped off a roof about a week ago. Week ago. She was bullied. I think, or maybe it was something about the exam pressure. What? But, no, this can't be right. Her name. Michiyo Shiraishi from Konagata High School. It can't be. Michiyo Shiraishi, the same girl who witnessed my son's kidnapping, committed suicide last week. But that means Mr. Jonoichi was terrified of someone who already died? Is that what he meant by a curse? I can't work this out on my own.
Maybe Richter will know. When he called... Oh, I haven't left it on hook, have I? I made sure the receiver's on the hook. It'll ring as soon as he calls. Ah, that must be him. Hello? Shigima residence?
Oh, 2 a.m. The bridge. To the bridge.
Richter called me out to meet him. And we came here to the Komagata Bridge.
Why does none of them act during the day? I think because the curse hit them at night. So they're all just kind of stuck in the evening. It's like, and then waiting for the next day might be tough because, like, people are, like, out chasing after these people. I guess the main question would be, like, why are there no people just, like, trying to, like, hole up somewhere and ride this out? But maybe someone did.
Richter, there's something I need to tell you. Funny. I was just thinking the same thing. Please, go ahead. Alright then. I've been poking around places connected with the 7 mysteries, looking for curse bearers. And I think I found a few candidates. First of all, a tall man I ran into in Kinshibori Park. I asked him for directions, trying to probe him a little, but he turned the questions right back around to me. And he was out there the second he figured out I wasn't what he was looking for. I got the sense curses were nothing new to him. I'm about 40% sure he's a curse bearer. Then there's this middle-aged guy I saw on South Warigesui Street. There's no question about this one. He had one of the curse stones in his hand. He had a nervous air about him too. It was clear he was up to some shady business. Gathering soul dregs, I'd bet. He'd make a good target. Next up is this pair. A young man and woman I saw around Ryogoku Bridge. This time, the man came up to me and asked me flat out if I was a curse bearer. I told him I didn't know what I was talking about, and he backpedaled and left. Looks like they lurk around there often. Looking for kindred spirits would be my guess. Though it didn't seem like they were quite working as a pair. Gathering soul dregs in a group might be a decent idea if you can make it work. But with things being how they are, it's gotta be hard to find folks one can trust. They got brass though. I don't know what their deal is, but I'd like to find out. Last is 2 detectives I've seen sniffing around. The police are involved? Not necessarily. A body turned up in a local park a few days ago, so they might just be looking into that. Still, the park's got ties to one of the 7 mysteries. Might be it was a curse that did the guy in. And if they're sending in detectives from the head office, then something's gotta be up. How do you know where they're from? Let's just say when you're in this business, there are some faces you get to know. Anyway, that's everyone who's caught my eye. You found them all in so little time. I really did hire the best. It's all in the name, ma'am. Richter Kai, P.I. No, wait. Make that Richter Kai investigator extraordinaire. My, an investigator extraordinaire. Is that why you can dress like that without drawing attention to yourself? You bet. An investigator extraordinaire can blend in like a chameleon in any outfit. Well, that aside, a middle-aged man and the young cop sound the most promising. Am I right? Whichever we pick, it's still too early to make a move. It seems like the curse bearers are less involved with each other than I thought. Plus, there's still others we don't know about. I say we hang fire and see how things play out. Once more bodies start showing up, That'll get the pot nice and hot. Once it's boiling, our chance will come. Let's see. Let's save over here. There's something I need to tell you. What's up? Well, that girl, Michio Shiraishi. The one who was with Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping? That's her. Well, she's dead. She's what? The student who committed suicide last week. That was her. I heard something like that happened. Never got the name though. Talk about bad luck. We finally get our lead, only to find it's turned into a literal dead end. Unless her death was the whole reason Joichi was so shaken up. He said she was gonna curse him. Was he talking about her taking revenge from beyond the grave? Seems we're back to where we started. Not necessarily. That teacher knows something. I'm sure of it. At the very least, I'd put my money on him having something to do with Miss Shiraishi's death. That's why he's so scared of being cursed like her. I see. And also, something tells me he knows more about your son's kidnapping. Huh? In any case, I think I got a good idea of what he's hiding. Call it a hunch. A hunch? Well, more of a theory. A game theory. Care to take a guess? Alright, let me take some wild guesses. The wildest one I can think of. Actually, let me see the log. I can't say for certain, but... Mr. Jonoichi silenced Michio Shiraishi. With murder. What if Mr. Jonoichi silenced Michio Shiraishi with murder? What do you think? I see. So you think Miss Shiraishi's death might not have been a suicide? That would certainly give him a good reason to think she'd hold a grudge. But I'm not sure I quite buy it. That might be a little far-fetched. I see. Sorry if I disappointed you. But it's just a theory, a game theory. I always say that whenever somebody in a game says it's just a theory. They're running on a theory. I'm not really cut out to play detective. Well, no point dwelling on speculation. The truth will come out in time. Right now, I think we need to have another chat with Mr. Jonoichi. Didn't you want to tell me something? I already said everything I wanted to. We're on Komagata Bridge, over the Sumida River. There's a highway on one side and a freeway on the other. They're both deserted this late at night. Oh, hey. He's gazing down at the water. What does he see down there, I wonder? The Sumida River. The water's filthy and horrid, but at night, when it's still, it looks almost peaceful. Can I ask you something, man? Is the Sumida River what you Honjo folks picture when you think of home? I couldn't say. All I can tell you is that I can hardly stand the sight of it. Huh? Right. I should have guessed. This is where they found him after he went missing. All alone, floating in that horrible water. Oh, that outfit can't afford a bra. Can't afford to cover up. All alone, floating in that horrible water. All I can think of is How scared he must have been. How cold he must have been. What did he ever do to deserve something so awful? I've come here every day since then, and I pray to the river to give him back. To give me back my son. Day after day after day. You know, in olden times, people believed rivers marked where our world met the next. So the act of crossing flowing water had a huge amount of spiritual significance. Back when Edo was found, the people of Chuo saw the Sumida River the same way. But if the right is real, she really deserves it, even if it's just to say bye. I think of all the people here, or of all the people that could like seek to have something from this stone, or the rite of resurrection, like, she's probably the one with like the most understandable like person to resurrect. Like, instead of it just being a friend or a classmate, it's like an actual child. Like, by comparison, it's kind of like what happened in like the prologue when she was like, wow, like, you would really like change your entire like goal if my motive was more like sympathetic than yours. And it's like, yeah, I guess probably. And it's the most understandable that she would have like a very strong reaction to the idea of the rite of resurrection being there, compared to just being like, I miss my classmate or miss my friend. They associated the far side of the river with the afterlife. That same place would later become Honjo. All their fear and revulsion accumulated there and took root. But then, the Ryogoku Bridge sprang up after the Great Fire of Meireki. And just like that, Honjo is part of the city too. And as it turned from farmland into a town, the people surrounding it with man-made rivers and crisscrossed with the canals and waterways. Weren't those to prevent flooding? That's what I was told. They were. That's not all they were for. Their other purpose was to contain all the corruption that had built up on the far shore, and stop it leaking through our side of the Great Divide. Officially, they were a physical barrier, but unofficially, they were a spiritual one too. So if I have this right, are you saying that Honjo is a place where the real world meets the afterlife? Exactly. That's why the rite of resurrection is here, rather than anywhere else. I'm sure of it. It's probably why the 7 mysteries and their curses have survived to the modern day. And I guess it would make this spot we're standing in right now, right over the water, the border between life and death. If there were ever a place to bring back the dead, if there were ever a place where bringing back the dead might be possible, I reckon it's here. It's funny that you mentioned praying to the river. That might have done more than you think. Is that supposed to make me feel better? Just thinking out loud, ma'am. Well, it's a nice thought. Oh, that's right. There's one more memory I have of this river. Do you mind if I tell you? Go ahead. It must have been about 20 years now, and I was still a schoolgirl. Back then, the Sumida River was much filthier than it is now. It was full of garbage and industrial discharge. It was scummy, slimy, and it stank. You could look out over the water and see dead cats and dogs and pigeons just floating. And one day, among all the garbage and filth, there was a piece of my missing classmate's hand. What? It was almost a miracle when you stop to think about it. What are the chances that someone would find a part of her that's still recognizable? And that although everything but the palm had rotted away from the water, the part that was left would have been an identifiable scar. And that they could tell it's been a murder from the blade marks onto the bone.
Wait, are you talking about the Nejima murders?
So you have heard about it. I'm impressed. I assume you were but an elementary schooler at the time.
I wasn't really aware of it then. I only heard about it after the fact. I had no idea the victim was a classmate of yours.
To be honest, it was all a bit of a blur. A wave of chaos just parting around me. Something like that. They said the rest of her body must have sunk to the bottom of the river. They combed the riverbed, but they only ever found pieces. Everything else must have rotted and flowed out to sea. Afterwards, I heard that all the divers who were looking out for her fell ill. A sorry story for everyone involved, huh?
It's funny. Everyone figures the river's filthy already, so one more piece of garbage won't hurt. And every little bit makes it worse. It's a vicious cycle. I know I wouldn't want to go rooting around down there myself.
That's right, which is why the riverbed's the last place anyone would go looking. Or so was the killer's thinking, I suppose. The times are changing quickly back then. Things are confusing. Everyone seemed to be in a hurry. Young people were moving Tokyo in droves. Some even ran away from their home to make it in the big city. And they made easy targets for bad people. A lot of them ended up disappearing without a trace. You see, back then, we chopped up a body into tiny pieces and threw it in the river. It would rot, quickly and discreetly, and sink to the bottom, never to be seen again.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
They arrested him shortly after. Fumichika Nejima. The man who killed my classmate, cut her into pieces. He was so methodical about it, it couldn't have been his first crime. And people began to wonder how many other girls he'd murdered the same way. The police never found any evidence of other murders in the end. But the river knows the truth. How many corpses has it swallowed up over the years, I wonder? That same thought spread around everyone's mind. They started to avoid this area. So really, this river has been rank with corruption for decades now. Or at least, that's how it seems to me. Well, was that interesting?
Well, I could see why you don't have any good memories of this river. With all that darkness lurking beneath the surface, there's no reason that you would.
Still, I may, ma'am. I'm surprised you know so much about the Nejima murders. But how could I not? I was there. I saw the hand. Why would I not know this? After all, I was the one who found the hand.
I figured. She was the one who said she found the hand, or she was passing by and saw the hand. Emotional damage. I didn't think that this was new information. I thought you just mentioned that you saw it. He was all like, oh man, let's think about this on the positive light. And it's like, no, I don't think you understand. I kind of saw it.
The police actually throw me a thank you letter. They said it was only thanks to me that they managed to bring Nejima to justice. That was the only time my father ever said he was proud of me.
Huh? I guess it wasn't just the killer's day.
Sometimes I wonder if he resents me for it. The Sumida River. I have nothing but awful memories. Is something wrong? Not really. It just struck me. It's been 20 years since the Nejima murders. So it has. Not to spook you or anything, but I thought you might be interested in knowing. Huh? Life in prison doesn't always mean life. There's precedent for first-time offenders being allowed out on parole after 20 years. Only if they're found to show remorse and desire to reform themselves, of course. That's right. I'm impressed you know so much. Still, it's hard for someone with a criminal record to reintegrate into society. I hear they've been trying to fix that recently, matching inmates with jobs and accommodations. Oh, really? They keep an eye on them, of course, make them report for regular checkups. But to avoid discrimination, they keep the inmates' records a secret for everyone but their employers. They even give particularly notorious crimes new identities, so they won't be recognized in the workplace. My. The way you put it, it's like you're saying Fumichika Nejima could be out on parole right now. Back in society, under a new name, with nobody any the wiser. It's possible. As it happens, a little birdie told me about a big name making parole a few months back. I don't know if that was Nejima, but our discussion just now did bring it to mind. I see. How unsettling. Now that you mention it, I just remembered something too. What was it? I was passing Komagata High School a little while ago when I saw someone. A janitor, I think. And I could have sworn he reminded me of Fumichika Nejima. Oh? He looked a little different after 20 years. Much thinner than I remembered. I told myself I was just seeing things. But perhaps it was him all along. So, what next? The big question now is what the rest of the curse bears are up to. Luckily, the Sumida River is a good distance from any of the 7 mysteries. It's unlikely the other curse bearers will come all the way out here. I can finally have a moment to think. I see. Alright. Excuse me. You. Where did she come from? It's like she appeared out of nowhere. I didn't mean to startle you. I'm terribly sorry if I've gotten the wrong people, but do you happen to be curse bearers? Curse bearers? What's that then? It means someone who's gathering souls for the rite of resurrection. You have heard the rite of resurrection, haven't you? Everyone's talking about it. Color me intrigued. Care to tell me more, miss? What's your name again? Oh, silly me. It's Ayame Tono. Let me get a light on a moment. There we go. Alright, let's give this a save over here. Like, ooh, this one's all mysterious. She says her name's Ayane. I guess she's around 20. She must be brave, walking around alone at night. Maybe there's more to this. There's more to the rite of resurrection that meets the eye, you see. So the best way to collect soul dregs is to kill the other curse bearers. And that's about the size of it. I hope it wasn't too much to follow. No, I think I got the gist. Funny old world we live in, huh?
So, are you saying you're one of the curse bears?
No, well, not quite. It, it's complicated. I'm not, but Yutaro is.
Yutaro, that your boyfriend?
Oh, heavens no. Just a friend. His full name is Yutaro Namagaki. Where I suppose you could say partners in crime?
Funny way of putting it. So, where's Yutaro now?
Well, about that, he's not actually a curse bear anymore. He's more of a former curse bear.
Former? How so?
I don't really know the details myself, but apparently he lost his curse stone. Typical, right? He makes such a show of being a top student only to flunk where it counts. So now I'm out here looking for curse bears myself. You want something done right?
He lost it? How'd he do that?
I wasn't with him at the time, so I don't know exactly what happened. All I know is he came back saying he didn't have it anymore. Although, well, it's strange that you'd probe into that of all things.
I'm just the curious sort, that's all. Sorry if it's a touchy subject.
Oh, I don't mind. I don't particularly care about keeping a secret.
So anyway, mind if I ask why you thought I was a curse bearer?
Oh, that? I'm terribly sorry. That was so rude. I saw the two of you out late at night, and I suppose I made assumptions.
Gotcha. Sorry if we gave you the wrong idea. Out of interest, what was your plan if we did turn out to be curse bearers?
Great question. The answer is... I was gonna ask you very nicely for your curse stones.
And you thought we'd just give them to you? Just like that?
Well, maybe not. You know what they say. Never know until you ask.
You must really love your boyfriend if you're willing to try something that risky.
Oh goodness, no, we're just friends. My life doesn't revolve around him, you know? Yutaro can be a little rational sometimes, so I have to keep a level head on my shoulders. Anyway, you aren't curse bearers, so I'm just bothering you, aren't I? Please ignore me.
So what are you trying to do with this rite of resurrection?
Well, Yutaro has his own plan all laid out. I don't know if I can get behind it though. It seems, how do I put it? Self-centered. I mean, if you got a chance to resurrect the dead, it would be a waste to use it on someone that really matters. It would be a waste not to use it on someone that really matters, right? So I was planning to steal his curse stone at the last second and use it for myself. Well, until he lost it, anyway. Oh, but don't tell Yutaro I was going to do that, okay? I don't think he'd be happy to hear it.
Of course.
Keeping secrets is my business. My, aren't you dashing?
Sounds like you have your heart set on this rite. What are you hoping to use it on?
Do you promise you won't laugh?
Cross my heart.
Well then, let me tell you about my master plan. Prepare to be amazed. I'm an art student, you see. Woodblock prints are my specialty. Ukiyo-e, in particular.
Ukiyo-e, huh?
You must be a cultured lady. Really? You think so? Everyone says I have a strange interest. It's a strange interest for a girl to have. You know, people often think of ukiyo-e as something inaccessible. And think of it as some inaccessible, high-class art form. That's actually totally untrue. Back in the Edo period, it was an art for the masses, amusement for the common people. So when you think about it, we feel exactly the same thrills from every brushstroke as they did back then. Isn't that fascinating?
Huh. Yeah, I guess.
As far as I'm concerned, the undisputed king of Ukiyo-e is the one and only Hokusai. Have you heard of him?
Oh, I've heard of him. I actually learned a lot more about him from Fate than anything. Fate Grand Order, what's it called? I've got like 2 different versions of Hokusai. Oops. 2 different versions of Hokusai.
Sure I have. He's famous. Didn't he live somewhere around here back in the Edo period? That's right. You're just as knowledgeable as you look. His 26 views of Mount Fuji are so iconic. They're the only works of his most people know. But Hokusai was so much more than just waves and mountains. That's only a teeny tiny tip of a veritable iceberg of work. I gotta admit, I only really know him for those landscapes myself. Oh, don't worry about it. Anyone can learn. When Hokusai died at the age of 90, he left behind only 30,000 drawings. That's multiple drawings a day for 80 years. Amazing, right? So he kept on drawing right up to his old age, huh? Impressive. But even in his final years, he was never satisfied with his own work. His dying words were, "Should heaven afford me 5 more years, I shall finally become a true artist." But even on his deathbed, he still thought he had more to learn. He was already the greatest painter and artist of his era. Who knows what he could have come up with more time? Well, that's what I want to figure out. Huh? Hold on. Are you saying... Besides, he always said he wanted to move out of 100 houses, but he only made it to 93. Isn't that just tragic? Oh, no. Nuh-uh. No way this is going where I think it's going. Imagine the masterpieces that he could create with modern techniques. I feel all dizzy just thinking about it. Man, what if Hokusai learned about NFTs and AI? I bet he would have been really excited to use those tools. Imagine if he learned about, like, CGI animation. Imagine what would happen if he saw Toy Story for the first time. You gotta be kidding me. So if I understand correctly, you want to use the Rite of Resurrection to... That's right. I want to bring Hokusai back to life. Yeah, that's a very interesting motive, because I feel like that's probably the most normal thing someone would do if they didn't have any loved ones that they were willing to bring back. Or that they didn't want to bring back because they didn't want to have a zombie version of their loved ones. Grandpa would be shocked when he sees AI art. Hokusai would be livid. I'm like, what's it called? Because, yeah, the average person might just be like, let me see if, like, bringing John Lennon back to life, like, would give us, like, more Beatles. Or if, like, we could come to an age where, like, he gets super into, like, NFTs. Or, like, bringing back, like, yeah, I guess probably, like, old musicians. It's like, you don't get it, like, we need to, like, I'd revive Isaac Newton and marry him. It's like, thank you for the theory. Thank you for discovering, like, what's it called? Like, how we can, like, work with gravity. For being able to put it in a scientific language. Well, that's certainly a novel idea. And that's what she'd use it on? What a waste. Oh, she's pissed. She's like, you want to bring back your favorite celebrities from the dead, and I have a kid that I want to see again. Oh my gosh, is that the time? I should get going. I need to get my hands on a curse bear before daybreak. Sorry for flagging you down out of the blue like that. Best of luck.
Man, they're all looking at her with rage. Well, there goes trouble. We're going after curse stones. We should keep an eye on her. Two if we can.
Why you say that?
Before she left, she wished us best of luck. She's got at least an inkling that we're curse bearers.
My.
Both are valid, but I'd still side with Haru. It's like both are pretty valid in the sense that like they're probably like the two most rational ones I could think of. Like, would somebody kill to bring back a very close loved one, or would somebody kill like to bring back like somebody who they think they could get more art from or like more stuff from? Be like, there's a lot of wasted potential because like what's it called? Sometimes the average like musician or actor like might pass away. I think I actually discovered like I opened up my phone for like a split second and I think that what's it called? There's an actor that just passed away. But I imagine that if someone was a fan of that actor, they would be like, "Oh, what's it called? Could you think of all the other things that he could have acted in or directed in? All the other artwork?" You head on back to the mansion, ma'am. I think I'll tail her for a while. Let's see. Now we're working our way down again. Alright, let's do more Tsutsumi. Actually, let me do an ad break for a second to get some tea. What's it called? How do I bring up tea made me want to make some for myself? I'll be right back a sec. Alright, I'm back. Alright, I'm gonna go back and forth probably like within the next couple minutes. But what's it called? I am going to be starting this one. Let's save at the start here once again. Summary here, Tsutsumi and Erio decide to collect curse stones as soon as possible before they become the cause of an unprecedented tragedy. The two obtain the foot washing mansion from Yutaro Namigaki and head to their next destination. Yes, Midoricho Park it is. I forgot which dude is here. Excuse me. Sorry to bother you, but we have some questions for you. I'm just gonna call him Oreo. What? Are you with the police? I haven't done anything. Don't worry. This isn't an interrogation or anything. We just want to talk. You're Hideki Araishi, right? The historian? We know who you are, so this won't take long. Since we saw you here, we'd just like to ask you a couple questions. Like, oh, they're both very pretty. Ario's the sweetest, just kind of like smile.
Well, let's get over with it. I'm a busy man.
Hideki Araishi says he's a local historian. Supposedly, he knows more about the rite of resurrection than anybody. The fact that he's here at this time of night, it's plenty possible he's a curse bearer.
Boss, let's ask Hideki some questions.
Questioning people like this can put unnecessary stress on them, depending on their position. This guy's pretty sharp. I'll have to play it safe and only push him when I see an opportunity.
Now, Mr. Araishi, what were you doing here at this time of night?
Doing research, of course. Day or night, information never sleeps. That's an admirable philosophy. You know, your research has been quite the talk of the town. What was it they were saying? You discovered something about some book.
This I'm not sure. Of that I'm not sure.
Let me see if it's actually in the person of interest part.
Who is this man?
I don't know.
Oh, this is the murderer guy.
I don't think I've ever saw this man's face. Let's see. Curator, teacher. Oh man, that's a Discord mod. Yes, my kitten. The Discord mod. The war between a Reddit mod and a Discord mod. Let's see, where is what book was he studying? Study of the Unknown. Intro to Bondo History. So I have no clue. I have no clue what you've written. So, the Book of Fates, the Record of Fates, the Scroll of Fates. I think the Daddy, stay off the burgers, kitten. The Scroll of Fates. It's obvious you don't know a thing. It's the Record of Fates. How rude. Yeah, that's it. Sorry about that. Should've done my research. But it's true, you found some kind of book or shit, right?
Don't tell me you want to know about how to carry the rite of resurrection too.
To be perfectly honest, I'm tired of people asking me about it all the time. None of you even care about local history. You just come crawling out the woodwork when something interesting comes up. Damn, looks like I hit a nerve. If you think you could force me to tell you because you're a policeman, you're sorely mistaken.
Was the research you were doing just now also related to the rite of resurrection?
Well, yes, that's right.
What exactly you were looking for?
I have no reason to tell you that. You wouldn't understand anyhow.
Was the research you were doing now just related to it?
Well, that's right.
Are you doing all this research so you can use it yourself?
You're the policeman. Do you really think people can be brought back to life? Everyone I meet, pitiful.
Huh? So you don't believe in the rite?
Whether you believe it or not, has nothing to do with my research. Such things are better left to the occult freaks. Or so I thought. Things changed. It has become necessary for me to pursue the rite. So now, I pray that this is real.
What changed?
I'm sure you can imagine the funds for my research. I received a large amount of funding for seeking the rite of resurrection. And if I find it, I'll receive a sum so great that I'll never have to worry about money again.
Oh, so then that means
someone's sponsoring your research. That right?
So what if they are? You have no idea how hard we'll work to secure funding for our research.
Be like, you have no idea what it's like.
I have no interest in teaching those children. It's like I need to strike gold. Screw being a teacher. I want to be respected and just release books for the rest of time.
Sorry, I'm gonna be back one more second. I just need to get some tea. I'm back. What's it called? I haven't drinking enough tea in a while, so what's it called? I was like, oh man, I could go for some like Lady Grey. It's really refreshing.
Listen to me, I'll tell you one thing. Those experts you see writing provocative books or spouting nonsense on TV to try to get popular, all of them are just trying to get the money they need to do their research. How popular the occult is, saying something even remotely spooky can lead to big money. What?
But I bought your book! The pursuit of the unknown begins first and foremost with belief. I was so inspired by that bit. Oh man, Erio, there's a sucker born every minute. But you told me if I could believe in anything, then that means it's just going to exist. You're admitting to this man's face that you're a complete rube.
I do appreciate your patronage. Unfortunately, however, the occult is not my true interest, sucker! The fate of the unknown is to be destroyed by thorough research and deep consideration.
No way, I can't believe it. But you believed all that other shit.
You're surprisingly innocent.
Then what kind of research do you want to be doing?
I'm sure it wouldn't interest you, but it's simply. The focus of my research is on how historical accounts transform into folklore over the years, as they're passed down from generation to generation. What does that mean? Due to human bias, the account on any event is inevitably changed by the person communicating it. This is not necessarily done with ill intentions, but it happens when someone tries to fill in the gaps in a story that lacks detail, or when something's being left out or abridged because of the story's length, or when a story twists and shifts and spreads through oral tradition. Even when two stories are told the same way, differences in culture's environment affect how it's told, changing its content. Oh man, this dude's like, I wanted to do theory. I wanted to do literary theory and media theory. Like, I wanted to actually look into, like, how people process, like, word of mouth. Like, how, like, local legends and myths and, like local superstitions come into play. The supernatural stuff is just, like, an extension of, like, the kinds of, like, folk tales you would hear from, like, just local cultures. Silly little things can turn into terribly mysterious legends. My mystery is to study how history, culture, and legend all influence each other.
I'm like, what's it called? I've been doing a lot of, like... I think what a lot of my major, or a lot of my, like, kind of, like, experience and research has been on, is mostly just been on how, like, people process, like, the things that are put in front of them. Because so much of our culture and society is shaped by how people have relationships with different things. I think I was just talking to someone about how nostalgia can wind up shaping someone's worldview, and how people can have different, like, takes on how things used to be or how things are based on, like, the time in which, like, they experienced something. Or, like, how, like, someone's memories of a specific event can, like, paint how people see things, but of course, through different households or different living conditions, like, you'll have at least, like, 5 different versions of the same event. Yap about a king. Sorry, I get really nerdy when it comes to, like, what's it called? How people process, like, information. No, I love listening to when people talk. Just another Rachna yapathon about mass media or, like, entertainment or, like, culture, literary kind of, like, literary analysis, like, sociological perspectives, like, different, like films, movies, TV shows, like, what's it called, live action programs. A lot of them are like the fabric of our being. There's reasons why sports are like one of those things that stick with people's like cultures and such, because it ends up being not only just a water cooler thing to discuss with like-minded people, but also a way of being able to communicate like what the pulse of an entire nation is kind of like through the simplest things that its people can enjoy. Or how things like sports like baseball or football are kind of like a microcosm of, like, in America, something like baseball or football like grows and develops and evolves based on where society's at a given time. Or even with soccer, like a lot of that's shaped usually by like the specific cities or specific, like, what's it called, like cultures where people grow up with different teams, different groups. The reasons why some households like in New York are either like a Yankees house or a Mets house. Different, like, what's it called, teams, allegiances, that kind of stuff. Some of it's rooted in like just one's exposure to like the sport, but some of it's also just like through like culture, through interacting with other people that are attached to these things, or iconography. Symbolism and iconography is just really interesting to study because so much of what we consume is a lot deeper than it is, but a lot of it isn't like heavy or serious in a deep sense, but deep in the sense of like, what's it called? There's like a science to a lot of like how things look or how things are perceived. Learning about the Hyundai logo and how like the Hyundai logo is like the H in the Hyundai is supposed to be like two people shaking hands. Like that's something that people had to come up with, like as a whole, to try to symbolize like what these cars are supposed to mean to people. Take the 7 mysteries of Honjo, for example. Why are some of the mysteries seemingly about nothing particularly interesting? You'd think stories wouldn't last a decade, let alone hundreds of years, so why? Perhaps putting it in that way piques your interest? I admit I am curious. So that's why you've been researching all this time. Makes sense. As I said, it doesn't matter to me whether the right exists or not. If people in Edo period believe that was what was written in the Record of Fates is real, that's all I'm interested in. This Record of Fates, where did you get your hands on it? The storehouse of an old private residence in the city, just as the public was told. I'm unable to be more precise due to an agreement with my informant. But I have to be realistic. The research I'd like to do is unfortunately not very lucrative. That's why I need to take some risks. Well, in that case, I think I might have a guess as to what you're truly looking for. Let's see. Curse stones, curse bearer, the 7 mysteries. I guess just looking for maybe the curse stones to study. What? Damn it. If you know about that, then calm down. No need to get so defensive. Do I show the curse stone or do I hide it? I think if this guy is an agreeable dude. Do I come off like I know this? Or not? I think let's start by maybe hiding it. We both want information, not? Why don't we have a nice friendly chat? You say that, but I don't trust you. Perhaps you've already learned about curses. Perhaps you want to take my power away from me. No, it's not true. I almost revealed my hand. I will say nothing. Sorry, I'm taking my leave.
Hey, stop! He's so fast. Sorry, boss, he got away.
Incomplete. Oh no. Oh, that's the fail state. Okay. My bad. He got a little pissy. Alright, let's show the curse stone. You both want information, right? Why don't we have a nice friendly chat? Man, just quit. Be like, fine, I guess we're just not gonna know anything about the curse. This deer.
A leaf. It is the Evergreen Beach, then.
Yep, will you show me yours?
This is mine. The ever-burning lantern.
Interesting.
Oh.
I guess I'll hide the cursed details, because he probably already knows this. I won't mince words. I'd like to confiscate your stone. Excuse me, you may be police, but you have no right to that. The police are aware of how dangerous the stones are. I could arrest you under Article 1, Section 2 of the Minor Offenses Act. Or you could hand it over, and all you lose is your secret ability. Think of what would happen to all your research if you were arrested.
I call your bluff. The stones could never be used as evidence.
If you want it, you'll have to take it by force.
I find it hard to imagine an officer of the law would use a curse on a citizen.
You can't touch me, which means I have no reason to continue this conversation. Sorry, I'll be taking my leave. Oh, jeez.
Sorry, boss, he got away.
Damn it. I guess you have to always be transparent with him or else. Okay. Reveal the curse details. I'll tell you this for free. The Evergreen Beach comes with How come he's faster if he's heavier? I think just what's I think Erio just doesn't try. Hello, Infimouse, how's it going? The Evergreen Beach comes from a man who is you buddy, I'm doing good. What's it called? My back's been sprained for like a good week, so I have to see somebody on it, but aside from that, I'm doing okay. The Evergreen Beach comes from a man who was hanged by spreading false rumors, but the accusations against him were unfounded, and he died cursing those who deceived him.
Ah, so that is the resentful memory held within the Evergreen Beach. The memories of the 7 mysteries are truly fascinating. If only I could collect them all.
Do whatever you want, but you should know something. That stone of mine lets me curse anyone who tries to mislead me.
What? But...
So don't try to lie to me. I'll know.
You You'd curse a citizen? You call yourself the police of the law? That all depends on you. I don't use it if I don't have to. What is it you want? The curse stones are dangerous. I'd like to confiscate yours. Excuse me, but am I right? First, let me ask you one thing. You haven't used that curse, have you? No, I haven't, I swear. Oh, you fucking did it. I can fucking tell, dude. I see. Good. Now why don't you hand over the stone? Unless you'd rather try using it on me instead. Damn you, I won't give it to you. If I were to say that, what would happen? Would it be a crime? The police are aware of how dangerous the stones are. I could arrest you under Article 1, Section 2 of the Minor Offenses Act. Or you can hand it over and all you'll lose is your secret ability. Think of what would happen to your research if you were arrested. Fine. You can have the stone here. Good choice. I look forward to seeing how your research pans out. Alright. Would you tell us everything you know about what's been going on? If you help us out, we'll give you all the information we've gotten after we solve the case. What do you say? In that case, will you tell me about all the resentful memories of the 7 mysteries? I believe they are the key to the secret hidden in the Record of Fates. Sure, why not? I'll learn about them as I collect the curse stones.
But thanks to you, we learned a lot from him.
I wonder. The mysteries and the right are all public information. He kept everything he knows about the other curse bearers and the source of the curse here hidden. I was hoping he'd at least give us a clue about how to beat these curses.
Oh, I see. Then we should be more aggressive next time. Really make him spit it out. And by we, I mean you.
I'm guessing he wants to save this curse. He wouldn't have told us anything no matter what we asked. But now we know where he hangs out. We'd always send someone for him if we need to be.
Right, got it. I was surprised to hear that there are actually 9 of the 7 mysteries, though.
Yeah, that's 2 extra curse bearers we have to find. We've confiscated 2. There's 6 more. It could be anywhere in this town.
We have to find them fast, or they may start using the curses.
No, I think we're already too late.
Huh?
Didn't I tell you this? But there were some soul dregs in Namagaki's curse stone.
Really? Then he already killed somebody with it?
It's not much. So it probably wasn't a curse bearer.
Shit.
Well, we know who did it. We can make arrangements to take him into custody. We'll have Paranormal Affairs pick him up tomorrow. For now, we continue our search.
Right. On to the next place. We just have to cross them off our list, one by one.
Oh.
But boss. Good to know we can use the Minor Offenses Act to arrest people with curse stones. But why didn't we do that with Namagaki?
We could do that. There'd be no need for paranormal affairs. What grounds would a normal detective have to put him under arrest?
Oh, right. I suppose that's true. Okay, escape from Yako High. Not Yako High. Escape from Komagata High. After Yako acquires the Curse of the Fool's Procession, Mio tries to persuade her to give up on going after the Rite of Resurrection. The effects of other curse echoes are already appearing at the school, so the two hurry and get out of the classroom. Alright. We're getting scary. 1 a.m. Y'all need to be sleeping. Inside Komagata High School.
Hey, Mio, what was that just now? Could be another curse echo different from mine? I think so. Yes. We may have been discovered by another curse bearer. Oh? What's wrong? Shh. Somebody's there. In that classroom. What? Something moved inside. Well,
Let's see. Lower my volume in case of jump scares. Let's check it out. Might be a curse bearer. Just use that curse echo just now.
we can see who it is. It might help us to decide what to do next. That's true. Okay, be careful.
Come on.
Well, can you see anything? Try and get a look around.
Oh.
Ah! Huh? Is that our homeroom teacher, Mr. Jonoichi? And the person with him is Hitomi from Class A. What? Oh my, what is going on here? That bastard. He's at it again. I have to kill him.
Oh shit. Do I do this?
I won't let him get away with this.
Let's actually use this. Yako really hates this guy, so I think she would actually use this.
Hey. Die. Die, Mr. Jinoichi. What's that sound? No, Yako, stop. You'll kill Hitomi too. I have to do something. Hey, over there. Who's there? I was seen. It didn't work. Hurry, run. It seems they're not coming after us. Let's hope they didn't see our faces. Yako, what came over you all of a sudden? Sorry. Thanks for stopping me. It's like this uncontrollable rage suddenly welled up inside me. I wonder what's gotten into me. I can barely remember what happened. I'm really sorry. I do think it's partly the curse's influence on you, but we certainly saw something shocking. My heart's still pounding. I'm a little surprised you know Hitomi from Class A. She tends to stand out a lot. Gotcha. She certainly does dress up like a delinquent, though she barely shows up to school. But could a curse bearer... Wait, could Mr. Jinoichi or Hitomi really be a curse bearer? I don't know, but we should be careful just in case. Yako... When I give the signal, run. Go straight to the entrance. Don't look back, no matter what. Huh? Why? Did something happen? Something happened, didn't it? What about you, Mio? I'll be fine. We'll meet up outside the school gates. If I'm not there in 10 minutes, go straight home, okay? Go, go! Right! Don't look back, don't look back. have to get outside. Let's see. To get to the gates, I have to go to the gym and... What are you doing, miss? He... You shouldn't be here this late. Don't you know what time it is? Oh, Mr. Ashimiya. Oh, it isn't Miss Yako. Anyway, student ain't supposed to be outside. Quit playing around, night. Makoto Ashimiya. Now let's look at this guy. Self-employed Kuroseko nun. Could you be him? Oh, he just got added to the person of interest. So Nejima and Ashimiya. They do look a little different. His predecessor is nearly in retirement, began about 6 months ago. Ain't no ways. Good evening, how's it going? Simple, shrewd remarks have been speculated as far as more interesting. Be remembered was the 7 mysteries. I know you're rough around the edges. I didn't take you for one to act out like this. I'm sorry. Forgot something back in the classroom. No sass today, huh? Realized you were in the wrong, didn't you? Yeah. Forget something in the classroom, huh? You're a piece of work. We don't have nothing with you. Oh? Wait, you do. What's that in your hand? Huh? Well, this is what I forgot. I got it from my grandpa. It's, important to me. Girl these days sure have weird tastes. Well, okay. Better head straight home if you're done. I'm telling you. Oh, wait. Can't let you walk home alone this late. Alright, wait just a little. I'll hurry and lock things up. But... Let's see. I think I might need to leave. Like, for Mio. Oh, right. Mr. Jinoichi was actually looking for you inside the main building. What was that? He's here right now? What's he thinking? I don't know. He was in class 3B on the 2nd floor just a bit ago. Well, I suppose that means I can't be locking up yet. 2nd floor, you said. I'll go take a peek. Be back in a jiff. My house is really close by. I'll be fine on my own, really. That's so. Oh, a snack shop, right? Suppose you'll be fine then. Careful now. Stay on the big, well-lit street. Something happens, shout fire. Okay, you worry too much. Well, wouldn't want to be losing any more students. Though I imagine you know that better than anyone. Yeah, you're right. Mio's late. I've been waiting 20 or 30 minutes, but there's no sight of her. Huh? There's someone coming down the road. That's... Oh no, a teacher. It's Mr. Araishi. He looks on edge. I wonder what he's doing. Wait. He's the one who discovered the rite of resurrection. It wouldn't be so strange for him to be involved with the curses. I wonder if he has a curse stone. What do I do? It's way past the 10 minutes Mio said she'd be here by. I managed to escape. I can't let that go to waste. I need to get out of here before anyone sees me.
Oh man, more 2 a.m.
I'm home. Thank goodness. I don't think the walk has ever felt so long. No one will be able to use their curse once it's light outside. I need to look for Mio as soon as it's morning. But for now, I need some rest.
Alright. Unless that was a bad route. I guess there's no, like... I guess it hasn't expanded enough. Hadaway has received multiple reports about other suspected curse bearers, although concerned that about Ayame Tono, who's also after the curse stones. She entrusts Richter to continue his investigation. Alright, we're at 3 a.m.
Back here again. I left Richter to continue looking for curse bearers. And came home alone.
Let's see. Oh. Oh, y'all just went back inside. Okay, after persuading Raishi to give up his stone, Tsutsumi and Erio have obtained 3 curses in total. They continue the investigation and search for the remaining bearers. Well, at this, we've visited every place connected with the 7 mysteries.
This is the last spot, huh? And we've got nothing to show for it. Even though every last location looked suspect, from top to bottom.
Maybe we came at the wrong time. There might not have been any curse bearers around.
Sounds like we'll have to do another round before morning comes then.
Or maybe someone's been observing our movements.
What? No way!
It's just a thought. Either way, we should check out this last place.
Let's hope we finally get a lead.
Oh, there's our main guy.
Whoa, 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 whoa! What the hell is this? Is he dead?
Damn it! We're too late! Was this the curse?
Hang on, I'm gonna call this in.
I'll leave it to you. I'm gonna take a look around.
Boss, bad news.
What is it?
Another mysterious death was reported in the area just now. The medical unit and forensics team are on their way, but it'll be a while before they arrive.
Ah, it's bad news. So they got somebody else.
You think this is the work of a curse bearer?
With suspicious deaths popping up, one after another, we have to assume this is. Shit. Guess we'll be stuck waiting around for a while.
Boss, that phone's ringing.
Well, we better go check it out.
You're right, but be careful. It could be a curse.
Hey, I said we. You expect me to go alone?
You're the one who's tough against this stuff. Don't worry, boss, you can do it. Go on now.
Damn it. Hello. In Shibori Park phone booth.
Evening, Detective Tsutsumi.
Things looking over there. Who is this?
I finally got him. The real deal. Detective Tetsuo Tsutsumi himself. Oh, wait. That's Chief Inspector Tsutsumi now, isn't it? Come a long way since we last met.
I asked you to identify yourself.
Man, have you forgotten already? After all the time we spent together? What a time it was. As I recall, I gave you quite the runaround.
Wait, this is... Fumichika Nejima?
Wait, did you just say Fumichika Nejima? Like the one from the Nejima murders? Ding ding ding, you got it! I had a feeling the great Chief Tsutsumi would remember me. I spent 20 long years in a cell thanks to you. That shit was not easy.
You should be thanking me. Should have given you plenty of time to think and atone for your sins.
That it did. I repented. My conscience is as clean as a whistle.
Bullshit! 20 years in prison doesn't even begin to make up for the shit you did.
I don't know about that. After all, the justice system was gracious enough to grant me parole.
What? This is the real Fumichika Nejima. You must still have a grudge against me for arresting him. So this is payback. Damn it. What's your goal?
Now, you gotta understand. I've repented, seen the light. I've been a good boy since I've been granted parole. I even got myself a job. I've been real serious about walking the right path.
Well, that's very nice. Keep it up.
But it was no good. When the opportunity arose, it was impossible to hold myself back. I knew I had to give you a little token of thanks, or I'd never truly be able to have a fresh start. Do you get what I'm saying?
No thanks. I don't need anything.
Oh, it's no hassle at all. It would be too easy to just kill you, to tear you apart. But that wouldn't be satisfying. Certainly not after 20 fucking years of waiting.
That's a long time to nurture a grudge.
You fucking bet it is. I let it knot me, growing inside of me. I thought of nothing else. At this time, I played model prisoner, endured the harassment those asshole guards threw at me. And I did it all for you, Tsutsumi. So please, just accept my deepest and most sincere feelings.
Sorry, but I'm afraid I don't have the same way. I don't feel the same way about you. Even talks like a mod.
Shut the fuck up! That attitude of yours is why I'm saving you for last.
Yeah, how do you know where I am?
That's my favorite part. The sound of confusion in your voice. It's to die for. This is delicious. I can't get enough. I'm not telling you shit. Have fun racking that little tiny brain of yours. What are you planning? Whatever it is, bring it on. Not run it.
I just told you I'm not coming for you yet. Pay attention when people talk, shithead. You see, this time, I want to see you on your knees, weeping in despair, begging me for mercy.
What? Oh no, I'm so sorry, dear Nejima. Please forgive me. I won't do it again.
Shut the fuck up! This is exactly why I always hated you so fucking much.
It was worth a shot.
Do you think that would save me, asshole? You must be crazy.
Well then, we're both crazy. We got so much in common. We should be friends.
Enjoy cracking your jokes while you still can. I'm gonna kill everyone you care about, one by one, till there's nobody left.
Sorry to disappoint. I'm a lone wolf. Don't have anyone like that in my life.
Boss, what about me? Or wait, are you just trying to protect me? There's not a single person you care about? I wonder what your sweet daughter would think if she were to hear that.
Don't you fucking dare! I'm warning you!
Ooh, very nice. This is more like it. She's living on her own, isn't she? Attending university and all. Such a good girl. Oh my. Don't tell me that she just happens to live in Honjo.
What, she does?
No.
Forget it! This isn't funny, asshole! I'm gonna find you and make you pay.
I love it. Keep it going. I want to hear you lose your mind. It's music to my ears.
Huh. Fuck you.
I look forward to chopping up your precious daughter. It'll just be like old times.
I won't let that happen.
I guess I could give you a little hint.
Go on.
Well, you see, I have the one-sided reed. Tsutsumi, you have the evergreen beach, don't you?
Nejima, you're a curse bearer?
You're using the power of a curse? Indeed. What a peculiar curse it is. That's where my hint ends.
God damn it. The curse echo couldn't have fallen to worse hands.
So the one-note read. The one-sided read. Let's see from the files. The one-sided read. That is... chased after Okoma, brought the dagger near the canal and attacked. Oh damn, this is exactly that murderer dude's like big MO thing. He got like the most ideal one for his like murder shit. Oh, and one more thing we should discuss. In fact, it's the most important thing.
I thought you were gonna finally shut up. I'm already sick of you, so I'll pass.
Oh, but you don't want to miss this. It's the main course. I could just go after your daughter, but something tells me you'd get bored.
No, I'm good. You got me real fired up. You're in my head. Well done.
But this is a gift tailor-made to you. I'm gonna kill all the people you swore to protect. Every last person living here.
Couldn't.
Oh, but with this curse of mine, I can. I'll give you till dusk. By then, I can probably get a couple hundred people or so. And it'll all be your fault. Oh, it must be so hard to know they'll all die because of you. How tragic. It must feel like it must be tearing you apart.
Don't fuck with me. There's no way an amateur like you could pull off a curse that's strong.
Unfortunately for you, I absolutely can. My curse stone's a particularly strong one. Which means I can have all my fun without needing to hold back one bit. It's almost like the Feast of Shadows was cast just for me.
You're surprisingly well informed about this. Who was it that really tipped you off?
Who knows?
How about I kill you? How about I kill myself first and ruin all the fun? How about that, asshole?
Idiot. You think I'd call it off just because you were dead? There's no running away from you.
I'll find you. I won't let you get away with this, Nejima.
You got 12 hours. You really think your paltry little organization won't be able to make a dent in my plans? Oh, the sacrifices made will be heavy. I can't wait to see you sobbing with regret. I'll even have enough soul dregs to pull off the rite of resurrection. How splendid.
Wait, Nejima, you're after the...
Anyway, see you around. Bye-bye now. Boss.
Erio, did you catch all that?
Nejima. What is he planning?
Who knows? For now, we need to find him. Get him in custody. Send word to HQ. But the fact that the 7 mysteries are wrapped up in this is gonna make things tricky.
You mean with Nejima being a curse bearer before?
Just our luck. Couldn't have been a worse guy. Sounds like his curse will be able to kill a lot of people at once. I'd like to avoid getting our investigators caught in the cross eye. We'll use them to find out where he is, but then we'll be going it alone. We should try to collect as many curse stones as we can before them. Let's hurry.
Aye aye, boss.
Later, it was reported that a total of 3 suspicious deaths were discovered that night. Nejima's threats, along with the curses, were kept secret from the general public. However, the Honjo serial killing still made international headlines following the death of police officer Hajime Yoshimi. At Tsutsumi's request, a large-scale investigation was launched into Fumichika Nejima's whereabouts. Tsutsumi and Erio themselves spent the rest of the night looking for curse bearers in the area, but their search ended in vain. And with that, the curtain closed on that cursed night. 12 hours to sunset. Oh wow. Oh, because this is the next day. Ish. Like, I guess when his body was found. I see. I just have to sort things out and then get with Hitomi. Let me go to the restroom a second. I'll be right back a moment.
Alright, let's get back into it. Alright, let's get back into Tsutsumi's. Hajime Yoshimi's death. Nejima's threat of mass murder. The problems just keep piling up, putting the detective's goal of collecting all the curse stones in jeopardy. Tsutsumi leaves Erio to handle the investigation while he catches a quick break. Alright, 9 a.m. Sorry for the wait, boss. I managed to gather some information. Took you long enough. Things at the station are pretty hectic, but I managed to get some information. Let me fill you in. Thanks. Floor is yours. A total of 3 mysterious deaths were confirmed in the area, including one in this park. So let's start with that one. The young man we found here. He's been identified as Shogo Okie, 25 years old, regular office worker who worked around here. He died of asphyxiation due to water in the lungs. He drowned. Drowned? Middle of the park? It's not possible. It's gotta be a curse we're dealing with here. About that, boss. Isn't this park associated with one of the 7 mysteries too? Let's see, we are at which park? Sorry, my back's like, what's it called? Where's the sea hubby gone? I'm so sorry. Person of interest. Oh no, it's files. 7 mysteries. Whispering Canal. It might be this one. Kinshibori. That's right. The Whispering Canal. It does seem like there'd be a link between the canal and death by drowning, don't you think? Sharp thinking, Erio. Starting to think you're getting the hang of this. So let's assume they're related. What's next? Before that, the body of a woman was found behind the residential complex in Kamezawa. The victim has been identified as Tawako Hayashi, 29 years old. He was an office worker who lived there on his own in the night. Who lived on their own in the area. Tawako Hayashi. As for the cause of death, well... Yes. The entirety of her body was crushed by some kind of strong external force. No murder weapon was discovered in the area, but considering the way she was found, we're looking for something large, flat, and heavy that could have crushed her in one fell swoop. Hang on. You're saying she was stepped on? That means the foot washing mansion. That's the woman that guy killed. Exactly. Crushing is the foot washing mansion's modus operandus. The place that the body was discovered was also known to be related to the 7 mysteries. Then this is Namagaki's doing. Shit. I knew he used it. Judging by the amount of soul dregs, the victim was just a regular person, not a curse bearer. Guess we should report this to Paranormal Affairs. Got it. As for the 3rd victim, he was identified as Kohei Jinoichi, 32, a teacher at Komagata High. He was found in the school's courtyard. Cause of death appears to be external trauma from a fall or heavy blow. The impact crushed his arms and legs. Since he was found in the middle of the courtyard, he couldn't have fallen from the gymnasium or the main building. Teacher died at school? And not just any school. Komagata House is one of the 7 mysteries. Komagawa. This one I'll actually have to check this. Let's see. Komagata. Oh, the Fool's Procession. Kills anyone who hears the music for 30 seconds. It would have been the Fool's Procession.
Right, it's where the Fool's Procession's supposed to be. It's too big of a coincidence. We can't rule out the possibility that this death was also the work of a curse. I see. Either way, it seems all 3 victims can be tied to the 7 mysteries.
There's probably a curse bear at the center of all this, pulling the strings. But you got a point. All these strange deaths do point in one direction.
That's right. And Hajime's case wasn't all that different either. Also died from mysterious causes in a place connected to the 7 mysteries.
Problem is, the timing doesn't match up. He died before the curses were activated.
Could he have been hit by a different curse? One that didn't have anything to do with the 7 mysteries?
That's a thought, but if that were the case, we'd be dealing with a powerful practitioner who could pull off a curse like that without a stone. There aren't many people in this day and age who could do something like that.
Oh, really? I see. I don't know too much about that stuff.
I'd be more surprised if you did. Well, we got ourselves into quite a mess. Strange deaths all over the place that may or may not have something to do with curses. We also need to keep looking into Yoshimi and Nejima. For now, we better start following up on a few leads we do have. Guess we better see what Erio's found.
At the moment, we only know the identity of 4 curse bearers, you included. Yutaro Namagaki had the foot washing mansion. Hideki Araishi had the ever-burning lantern. We got both of their stones. And then there's Nejima, who claims he has the one-sided reed.
Yep, that about sums it up.
We'd better figure out who the remaining 5 are, quick. How should we go about looking for them?
There's no point in searching blindly without a lead. Let's focus on other things for now. Tracking down Nejima may lead us to the other curse bearers, too. Either way, should be our top priority. We can do some real damage if we don't get him. We also want to look a little more into Yoshimi. Got a feeling there's some connection here.
Aye, boss. Sounds like we got our work cut out for us. I asked about Sumida's Community Safety Bureau, where Yoshimi was stationed. It seems he was investigating the apparent suicide of a girl named Michio Shiraishi.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
He was trying to determine whether it was really a suicide, looking into the height of the building, the force of the impact, her wounds and all that. He must have suspected some kind of foul play, because he ordered a full investigation. But it had already been deemed a suicide, and his superiors told him not to stir things up.
What was the evidence?
Well, according to the report I found last night, the body was found at the foot of the building a ways away from the road. There was no evidence of a vehicular collision, so it was ruled a suicide. But
he thought there was more to it?
Yes, a truck or some other flat-faced vehicle traveling at a high speed that could have inflicted similar damage.
In other words,
sometimes a traffic accident can look an awful lot like a fall.
So there is a chance it wasn't a suicide? What a terrible way to go.
There would have been no brake marks on the road, meaning it would have been a hit and run. The vehicle would have hit her without slowing down after all.
This is turning into quite a grisly case.
But what vehicle couldn't have come out of a collision like that unscathed?
Exactly. So I asked the traffic bureau to keep an eye out for any vehicles with frontal damage, but I haven't heard back from them. I don't think they're looking very hard.
We got no proof. That said, it was a traffic accident rather than a suicide. It's possible someone silenced Yoshimi because he was on the verge of discovering the truth.
That's true. You think the driver is the one who did him in?
Not quite. Yoshimi already talked to forensics in the traffic bureau, right? His death wouldn't have covered things up.
You're right on that. Even if the suicide was a cover-up for a hit and run, it didn't seem like enough of a reason to kill a cop. Oh, that's right. Unrelated, but I got something else. I managed to get a hold of Michiro Shiraishi's address. Yoshimi went there a bunch of times over the course of his investigation. Might be a good idea for us to drop by too.
Good thinking. Hope they'll give us more leads. Alright, let's move on to the next topic.
HQ has mobilized a search unit for Nejima. But so far we haven't received any word.
Guessing he wasn't at home or at work.
About that, apparently he vacated his last known address a week ago.
Serious? We have no idea where he lives.
It gets worse. I checked in with the factory he was working at. They told me he was only there for a month before he quit.
Hold on a sec. You're telling me no one caught that?
Well, he had the same thought, so I spoke to his probation officer. Turns out, he'd been doing house visits and interviews, but never bothered checking on his workplace. He also said he lost track of Nejima when he moved to a new place.
Jeez, that's just super sloppy.
I've heard they're giving parole just to anyone these days because they're running out of room in prisons. Which also means there aren't enough probation officers to go around. Dude's probably overworked.
So Nejima got to fuck around unsupervised. God damn it. That asshole's annoyingly good at faking remorse. Or insanity. Whatever the situation calls for. Back when I arrested him all those years ago, just talking to him left a bad taste in my mouth.
He's probably hiding under a false name, which will make it hard to track him down. That'll explain why he so brazenly made contact.
That asshole. Mocking us.
Well, for now, the paperwork to circulate his name and mugshot is being filed.
That's gonna take way too long. We only have until dusk.
Well, looking at these deaths, it seems like many of the curse bearers acted last night.
We can't rule out that there are more killings in which bodies haven't been found.
Yikes, I hadn't thought of that.
But there is one silver lining. Judging by my own curse stone, it seems the curses can't be activated while the sun's out.
Oh, that's great news. So we're basically safe during the daytime.
Exactly. It's also why Nejima gave us till dusk. And he must have known the curse stones couldn't be used during the day. Either way, we got till nightfall to settle this. It's time we flushed out the other curse bearers.
Hi, boss, let's do this. Remember that girl Yoshimi met the day he died? When Hitomi Okuda? Community safety didn't have any contact information up for her on hand.
Not even an address.
Well, they did have her parents' information. When I called, they said they hadn't heard from her in a month. A lot of family issues from the sound of it. They even said they didn't want anything to do with her anymore. That said, she still goes to school once in a while, so we might be able to find her there.
Not sure we have really time to stake out right now. She could be a key witness. Can't have community safety tracker down. Can we have community safety tracker down for us?
We can ask, but it might be tricky to get it done today. For starters, Komagata High School is closed today.
Ah, because the teacher that died.
That's right.
Alright. But it's not something we can do today. We might have to forget about it. Let's move on then. I got some information about Yoshimi's fiance from the community's safety. Her name is Mayu Chuzawa, 27 years old. She works as a beautician in the area. Look, I even managed to get a picture of her. She sure is a beauty. But... oh boy, here it comes. But what? She's not as pretty as you, boss. Community safety hasn't been able to contact her since Yoshimi died. Not by phone or at her house. In other words, no response. Dead silent.
There it is. Can't things just be easy for once? It's definitely starting to look suspect. Crime of passion, perhaps?
It is fairly common for people to be killed by a lover or a spouse. But Yoshimi was well liked, and they'd been together for over 10 years.
You never know. Things could be different behind doors. I mean, it's comp.
I guess so.
But we'll have to consider the opposite situation, too. It could be that the same person who was out for Yoshimi is after his fiancée as well. She could be in danger.
You're right. Either way, she's important to the case. HQ already has people looking out for her. We'll know as soon as she's found. Speaking of Nejima...
Yeah?
Did you manage to reach your daughter? It'd be best to put her into protective custody as soon as possible.
Not yet. Can't reach her. They called, but she's not picking up. Wasn't home when they went to her house either.
That's not good. Does that mean she never came home? And why weren't you the one trying to reach her?
Shut up! I'll never contact info, alright?
Damn, she really doesn't trust you, huh?
Either way, I told her mother that it was an emergency, and that we'd send an officer to find her and get her to safety. She was real reluctant, but I got her to agree.
I guess that explains why you got divorced. But if you or former father can't find her, how the hell did Nejima do it?
Former, eh? Cuts deep.
Yikes, sorry. Just kind of slipped out.
Anyway, I suspect it has something to do with his cursed echo.
Back on the topic already, huh?
He said his curse could kill a lot of people in a short time. It may even allow him to act from a distance.
I see.
One-sided read. What's the story about that again?
Something about a man stalking a woman who goes insane and chops her up.
Oh right, one of the more gruesome ones of the 7 mysteries.
As for Nejima's whereabouts, all we can do is throw more people at it till we find something. I'll check HQ frequently to see if they have any updates. And that's about it. Shall we continue our investigation? We could go to Komagata High School to look into Hitomi Okuda, or Michio Shiraishi's house to find out more about her.
Alright, getting our detective music on, doing detective stuff with our detective friend. Oh, it just ended the scene. Alright, let's start off with Hitomi.
Maybe I'll do this last one and then probably head out.
I actually see the map of this. I think this would probably be a good time to close it out after Hitomi's, so I could start everyone else off fresh after this point in time.
Let me get my...
Let me actually see. Let me see how I feel after this, because I feel like I might... Let me see, actually. Because I have plenty of time. I just... What's it called?
I just need to stretch out a bit, maybe.
Yeah, let's see how far I can get into this. Alright, bring your friend back from the dead means she'll have to pay a price. Yako makes it home safely, but isn't sure about how to proceed. She worries about Mio as the time passes. Alright, Yako at 8 a.m. Oh my god. Oh, good morning, Yako. Huh? Yako, rise and shine. Uh, huh? You're up. Huh? It's morning, but I... Are you okay? Can you remember your name? Huh? I'm Yako Sakazaki. Yes, I'm Yako Sakazaki. Good. Seems like you're fully awake. Oh, Mio, thanks for last night. Was everything okay? Yep, still alive. I couldn't dispel the cursed echo or learn the identity of who used it, but I managed to at least get away. But in that situation, it's the best you can hope for. I'm sorry I got you involved into something so dangerous. I meant to look for you as soon as the sun rose, but I was just so sleepy. I can't even remember when I fell asleep. It's okay. It's only natural to be exhausted after what you went through. Besides, I also feel bad that you've been wrapped up in all this. It's supposed to be my job to prevent that from happening. Oh yeah, you said something about that last night. Just who are you exactly, Mio? Oh, well, the truth is, I've been trained in things having to do with the supernatural. Huh, you can learn that kind of stuff? Like you would flower arranging? I had quite an eventful childhood. That sounds like you must have had it tough. Yes, it would take a long time to explain, so let's leave it at that for now. As fate would have it, I ended up as an apprentice, or maybe more an assistant, to a notable paranormal expert. Schools have always had more paranormal disturbances, because young people tend to be more susceptible to these things. I'm sent to schools that may experience something paranormal and put a stop to it before it happens. Wow, that's amazing. So it's like a part-time job you do while also being a student? Well, I do maintain public order, but it's all part of my training, so I don't get any money. Oh, you've got it rough then. But still, it's pretty amazing. So you're cool when you faced off against an evil spirit. I never known if I should, be happy when you compliment me like that. But anyway, that's why it's up to me to solve any paranormal issues at the school. And why I'm going to look into the cause of all this. But for now, let's head to school. Yeah. Oh, do you have your curse stone? Now that it's daytime and the power is diminished, I should be able to hold on to it. Want to give it a try? Right, I do have it, but... Yako. Is it really so wrong? Trying to bring Michio back. I mean... I can't approve of it. The rite may seem like a dream come true, but involves taking the lives of other people. If it does, then... Yeah, true. I want to make sure this whole ritual ends without anyone getting hurt. That's what I believe, and what I'll put before anything else. I'm sorry, but is it okay if I hold on to it? Yako, I promise I won't use the curse, no matter what. But maybe there's some other way. I just have this feeling I shouldn't give up on the possibility just yet. That said, I'll help you out, even if it's to stop the curses. For the Michio that still exists within me,
I'll settle things so we can move forward. Okay, but if you ever feel in danger, you can give me the curse stone at any point. Right. Thank you, Mio. Okay then, let's go. Appropriate. Huh? I thought it I thought it unusually noisy. There's a big group of people and the police in front of the school. Something happened? If the police are here, then it must have. I'll go ask. Thanks. This isn't good. Huh? What happened? Don't panic, okay? The first teacher who came to work this morning found something. Okay. Mr. Jinoichi was found dead in the middle of the school grounds. What? They're closing the school for the day. But that's not all. I didn't know this either since I didn't watch the morning news, but rumors are spreading that a number of bodies were found nearby. What? There's no way. Why? Could it be because of the curse? We don't know enough to say. But from what I heard, Mr. Jinoichi's body was in the middle of the grounds, but his body was covered in bruises, like he'd fallen from somewhere high. Weird. Taking into account of this unusual death and timing, it's very likely it has something to do with the curse. You're saying that someone used their curse on him last night, didn't you? Seems like it, doesn't it? But that's so scary. Yeesh. So the curses really do kill people. And someone used it. Just keep your voice down, okay? What would happen if another curse bearer heard you? Sorry. I wish we had a little more info, but they locked up the front gate. Maybe we could sneak in through the back entrance. That person over there. Isn't that Hitomi Okuda? You're right. That's unusual. Oh, but she was at school last night, too. She must know something about Mr. Jinoichi. Let's see what he has to say. Oh, Mio, wait for me. Huh? So you're telling me that the two of you were in front of the school last night? No sense hiding it then. Plus, I owe you one, Mio. I'll tell you everything I know. Thank you. She owes you? Alright. After I transferred here, there was a bit of trouble. She gave me one of those, what's it called? Oh, exorcisms. So that's what that was. Did you hear about Mr. Jinoichi? Heard about it. I've known about it since last night. Saw an asshole bite it on the grounds myself. You saw it happen? Tell us about it. What happened? Don't really know myself. Pitch black. But I can tell you. It was almost dawn. Probably around 3. He started freaking out all of a sudden. Ran out on the ground like something was chasing him. Screamed. Someone help me. Forgive me, Michio. Or something like that while he was running. Michio? He mentioned Michio? Was there anyone else in the grounds? It was too dark to see where it was. But for a second, I think I saw a girl in a school uniform with her hair in braids. Oh. I didn't go out to make sure, so it could have been nothing for all I know. Then I heard him begging for his life, like, I was wrong and I'll do anything. Then all of a sudden, his arms and legs snapped, even though he was just standing there. His arms and legs broke without anything being done to him. He fell over and quit moving, so I thought I'd better get the hell out of there. Then he croaked. That's all I saw. I see. Before you told us, it almost sounds like Michio's ghost chased him down and killed him. Now, if I know anything about that, I'm just telling you what I heard him say. Did you tell that story to the police? Nope, and I ain't gonna. Can't count on them for shit. Not like they'd believe such an insane story anyways. Right. There must at least one person worth trusting, right? Yeah, I guess. There was this one cop who always got on my case about stuff. But he died just the other day. Oh, he did? I'm sorry to hear that. Everyone who gets involved in me winds up dead. Maybe I really am cursed. Pisses me off. You've got that all wrong. The spirit that possessed you wasn't that kind of spirit. Huh? Wasn't? Yeah, it's just an unfortunate coincidence. Though, I'm sure it was hard enough for you. Tell me, were you possessed by some kind of evil spirit? Don't understand it all too well myself. What I can say for sure is, thanks to Mio, the weird symptoms that were happening to me all went away. Yep, some people are born with natural sensitivity to the paranormal. They tend to end up isolated as they struggle to relate to the people around them. They also tend to draw spirits to them naturally. This can cause strange symptoms they don't understand, like headaches, muscle stiffness, and hallucinations. Even memory problems. I'm sure it must have been very hard. And that's how it works, huh? Do people also have their personality taken over when possessed too? It's possible with spirits who have very close relationships with their target, like siblings or parents of a child. You almost never hear about people being taken over completely. It's when two parties aren't in sync that those negative effects can start to appear. So the seances or whatever you see on TV are all bogus? Not quite. They're mediums and diviners who can align with their spirits, they call. No, there are people on TV who just put on a performance. Huh. There are people in life who have an extremely powerful spirit sense or a deep connection with the person, but even they shouldn't be able to completely take over the person they possess. And even if they could, it'd only be enough to pressure them to choose certain behaviors that they wouldn't usually do themselves to begin with. But if that's the case, wouldn't you not know if you are choosing that behavior of your own will or not? Hence why there are a lot of cases where people don't realize they're being possessed. Though the spirit may influence the behavior and the memories of the host. The deeper connection in life, the easier it is for that to occur. I see. Getting possessed by a spirit's really complicated then. It must have been tough for you being possessed for so long, Hitomi. Huh. Whatever might happen to me doesn't make a difference. Me being able to see spirits and stuff has nothing to do with how things ended up like this. Yeah. It's not like being able to see them's your fault either. Same goes for me. Maybe it's just something I have to live with. I think you have a knack for it yourself, Yako. I bet you could see them too with a little training. I think I might pass. That's all I know about that asshole's death. Hey Mio, I've been thinking about something. The way she described it kind of reminded me of something. The way Mr. Jinoichi died sounds a lot like how Michio died. Of course, I didn't see it for myself, but the state of Michio's body was in is like she'd fallen from high up. Could they have been killed by the same curse? I don't think so. The curses of the Seven Mysteries hadn't manifested until she died. And if we can trust what the spirit board said, then Michio died on an incident. Oh, right. So that's why you do your job, huh? I thought she was a weirdo when she showed up all of a sudden, saying she was gonna exorcise me. If you hadn't said anything, I probably would have knocked your lights out. You tried to perform an exorcism on her without telling anything? You see, in my experience, most people don't understand no matter how much you explain. They only accept my explanation after they see the results. Guess that makes sense. Hitomi, last night you said you witnessed Mr. Jinoichi collapse. Can I ask what he and you were doing in the classroom? You gonna tell the cops? Oh, right, with everything that happened with Mr. Jinoichi. They'll suspect you if we told them we saw you with him that night. Anytime something happens with someone like me, all those shitty adults start jumping to conclusions. I understand. I won't tell them. You wouldn't have been able to kill him anyway. You say so, and I don't mind you telling about it. So last night, that piece of shit Jinoichi called me over here, acting like he was gonna attack me or something. What? How terrible. Whatever. I'm glad he's dead. He had it coming. Calling people worthless and a cancer to society when he doesn't know shit about them? That asshole was the one who always acted like scum if you ask me. Is that so? Could you tell more in detail why he called you out in the middle of the night? It's hard to explain. Where to start? What do you mean by Mr. Jinoichi acting like scum? Was he doing something bad? You know Michio Shiraishi, right? The girl who killed herself? Michio? I don't know everything. That creep of a teacher had some dirt on her. And he was using it to blackmail her. Call her up after school. Make her do whatever he wanted. What? What do you mean when you say whatever he wanted? I'll leave that up to your imagination. Nothing that a couple model students like you would ever get involved in. No. No way, that's... How? What do you mean by dirt? I don't know anything about this. How could I not have known about this? Yako, I know how you feel, but try to calm down. You got guts acting like you were her best friend. Jinoichi really did a number on both Michio's body and soul. She probably felt she couldn't tell anyone, like she had to suffer alone. No, how terrible. Hitomi, how do you know about this? I just happened to walk in on it. I know the spots around school people go to when they want to stay out of sight. He ran off in a panic when I yelled at him asking what he was doing. Walked in on it. I couldn't just leave her alone, looking like she was about to cry. So I stuck around for a bit. She told me everything that happened in whispers. She probably figured I wasn't the type to spread that stuff around. But she never asked for my help. She told me she was fine to keep it a secret. Michio, why? She probably thought she just had to grit her teeth through it all. She was naive. I tried telling her that if you give guys like that an inch, he'll take a mile. She kept saying about how it was her punishment. She was soft. Of course, Shinoichi didn't change. He kept on doing what he was doing. I don't understand either of them. That's as much as I was involved. Then she killed herself. Nothing I can do about it. And tell me, if you knew about it, then why didn't you... You're trying to say it's my fault? She told me not to say anything. She told me she was fine. So what the hell more responsibility do I have other than what I already did? Yako, there's no point in blaming Hitomi. Michio, why? It's hard to explain. Where to start? Did you hear what the dirt was? Nope, never heard what it was. But from the sound of it, he'd been blackmailing her since about a year ago. For that long? The dick probably caught her doing something she shouldn't have been doing. She looked well behaved, but there's more to a person than meets the eye, you know. There must be some reason. I don't know. Got nothing to do with me. So last night, how did it start? Alright. Remember that noisy cop I mentioned who was always on my case? He died at a former Yasuda garden a couple days ago. Yoshimi was his name. He was a part of the juvenile division. He didn't look like a cop at all. Real rough guy, but good at looking out for folks. So he was the only one I could talk to. So there was somebody like that in the police. Too bad he ended up dying. Oh, another thing. One time he suddenly introduced his fiancée to me. It was hilarious seeing a big guy like that, acting like a shy little kid all of a sudden. She told me she was like that. She told me that she was like me when she was my age. That she was on my side. It must have been a terrible loss for her. Yeah, I do feel a little bad for her when I think about how sad she must be. And I saw him at the gardens the day he died. Oh no. Whenever I would get worked up over something, Yoshimi always took me straight to that park. Then he'd listen to whatever I was pissed off about. That day he called me over there like usual. And something seemed off about him. Like he was worried about something. Worried about something? Yeah. Asked me for a favor too. That was pretty unusual. Favor? What kind of favor? He handed over this weird talisman. Asked me to hold it out for him. A talisman? Yeah, just a normal good luck charm. I figured if that's it, then sure, I'll take it. I have it with me now. But that wasn't all. Then he told me that he wanted to look out for a talisman Michiro Shiraishi had. Looking like this one. Oh, Michio. What does she have to do with this? Yoshimi had been planning to meet up and talk with her. While they were together, he noticed something. She had like a special talisman or something. But apparently, Michio always avoided the subject. A talisman that Michio had. He knew that I knew her, so that's why he asked me, he said. There could have been something that Michio couldn't even tell the police about. I know things at home were a little complicated. From what I heard, Michio was keeping her mouth shut about what Jinoichi was doing to her. Hard to talk with the cops when someone's got dirt on you. And I didn't squeal to anyone about Michio either. Michio? What is it that had such a strong grip on you? So basically, Yoshimi didn't just have his eye on Michio, the talisman too. And after she died, I didn't know where it ended up. But since I knew her from school, he wanted me to look into it for him. Is there something special about the two talismans? I wonder why he gave it to you. Hell if I know. When I looked inside, there's this weird grimy scrap of wood. So you've seen inside of it. But from the way he was acting, it seemed important to him somehow. But to be honest, what he was asking is such a pain in the ass. I figured he'd have something serious about it. He had to be serious. Oh, and since he died after that... Yeah, he even said to me, if anything happens, take those two talismans. Give them to a guy named Nagagoshi at the police department. Knowing that I know now, I probably felt something was gonna happen to him. Nagagoshi. Do you know about him, Mio? No, I just heard the name, I think. So there really is a Nakagoshi. That's a relief, I guess. Anyway, it didn't feel right just ignoring the dead guy's last request. Tell me. Yeah? The talisman. Would you mind if I had a look at it? Sorry, but I don't trust you all that much. It's important to me. Oh, okay. So last night you were looking for the talisman Michio had. Yeah, and I figured that piece of garbage teacher would know the most about Michio. I asked him yesterday afternoon if he knew anything about her talisman. He gave me some cryptic response like, I can't talk about it now. Come to school tonight. He even gave me a code to the lock on the back entrance. He seemed like he was pretty willing to give it out, so I wouldn't be surprised if he was using it for secret meetings before. Yuck. I can only imagine. We climbed over the front gate to get in. So yeah, we met up in the classroom in the middle of the night. Nothing he said made any sense. Like, that it was really Michio and stuff like that. He went on and on about how it was my fault, and if only I hadn't been around or something. He grabbed a hold on me, breathing heavily. Are you okay? Yeah, that's right, when you two showed up. I was able to get away while Jinoichi was freaking out. Oh my gosh. Good thing you got away. Man, it's a good thing I also wanted to, what's it called? Use the curse. See, using the curse saves lives, even if you want to end one. So it really is all thanks to you two that I got away. But I didn't get any info about the talisman, so the whole thing was sort of a bust. Afterwards, I was wondering what you two were up to, so I hid nearby. Then I saw you and the old man Ashima talking. Then Mio showed up. Oh, you did? That's also why I saw Junichi coming outside to bite it. I see. So you're only here to look for Michio's talisman. I was dumb to fall for that creep Jinoichi's trap so easily. Could have gone a lot worse, but I lucked out. What you described does sound like Michio killed Mr. Jinoichi. She did have a reason to hate him, after all. No way. I mean, it really was her ghost? Like, for real? And those who die bearing strong resentment or regret can occasionally become spirits. bound to a place so roaming freely. However, it'd usually be impossible for them to kill the living. Most don't have that kind of power. But it's possible that they could possess someone close to them that acts on those lingering regrets. Huh? Wonder how that happened. Alright, then I suppose what the spirit board said is true. Michio's death was an accident. And she must have had some regrets. She really hadn't given up on living, that is. I don't think she was the kind of girl to have just given up no matter the situation. I don't know, but she didn't seem like she had something tormenting her so much that she'd take her own life. And that's all I know. Happy? I still gotta look for that talisman. Sure. Thank you, Hitomi. Oh, and if you two find anything out about Michio's talisman, I'll be sure to let you know. Thanks. Oh, can we get your contact info, where we can normally find you? Right. I'm not home most of the time. Usually I'm at a friend's place. Here's the phone number. Thanks. We'll call her if we need to talk with you. And, what is it? You're easier to talk to than I imagined. I was kind of scared at first, but not anymore. Shut up. You were the one avoiding me. Anyway, catch up with you guys later. Don't die out on there, okay? Thanks. We'll be careful. Alright then. We got a lot of new info. Sounds like Mr. Jinoichi was killed by the curse, just as we thought. Which means there was a curse bearer at school. Multiple, in fact. Multiple? You think so? Yes. The curse Echo experienced in school and the one that killed Mr. Jinoichi seemed to be different. The people in the school at the time, other than us, were Mr. Jinoichi, Hitomi, and Old Man Ashimiya, who you ran into. I was thinking it would be among them, but there was one more person Hitomi saw. A girl in a school uniform with braids. From what Hitomi was saying, it doesn't seem like she's the one. Mr. Jinoichi is pretty suspect, though. If he were a curse bearer, it would certainly explain why he was killed. Right, that's why I say there are multiple. Oh right, the person who killed Mr. Jinoichi would have been one too. Which means it must have either been the mysterious girl or Old Man Ashimiya. Yeah, we should certainly be careful of them. That said, the mysterious girl and the fact that Mr. Jinoichi thought that it was Michio was attacking him has me wondering. Of course, I don't doubt Michio herself was actually there, but... Oh, I just remembered. I also saw Mr. Araishi outside the main gate last night. You did? It's likely he's involved with the curse, given that he's the one doing research on the Rite of Resurrection. So we have to be careful of Old Man Ashimiya and Mr. Araishi. I want to believe that not all curse bearers will be hostile, but... As for what to do now, I'd like to find out who's responsible for the Feast of Shadows that set this off, and how they did it. I don't think we'll be able to end this without stopping it at its source. That makes sense. In that case, we should do... what exactly? We need to talk with Mr. Araishi. He definitely knows something. He should be safer during the day, so I think we should try to look for him. Got it. I'll help in any way I can. But the school's closed. I wonder where he could be. Let's try heading someplace someone might know where he is. Where'd it go then? Alright. Let's save here. Oh man, that's a lot of places to investigate.
Let me get back in my chair. I got taken off of my chair by my cat Prudence. She ended up being like, I'm going to sit down and now I'm going to take up all of the space here. Okay, so we're close to the school. What is also close to the school? I gotta start from the top down. And so, Mio Kurosaki and Yako Sakazaki. No, Mio Kurosuzu and Yako Sakazaki decide their next location. Oh. Wait a second. Let me see where some of these are. Because this seems like something impertinent. The Sumida River, that's close to the sewage. Are you feeling okay? I could feel my voice being a little bit more like what's it called? A little semi-strained. Mostly just my back is still like kind of like going in and out. Let's see. Yuriogoku Bridge, Komagata Bridge. The former Yasuda Gardens, where the cop was. What about the candy shop? Where Yako's family's been. I feel like if I'm going to start off this next one, I feel like I might want to start with the candy shop. Sinoya. And so, we've decided next location to investigate. Yeah. Sorry, I might have to call it. I'm like feeling it a bit. What was it called? We made quite a bit of progress. Actually, wait, resume. Start from location selection. Let me actually see one more thing. Because the and so's make this seem a lot more suspect. Like these aren't the actual places that are going to further this. The Ryogoku Bridge. It really is just the Anso. Let me try one last place. Or it's still just the ants, so I guess I'll have to like wait. Okay. Let me save. I guess I'll do this at the very bottom. Yeah, it's like out of sorts. Let me get my tea in. Alright. Let's head out. Alright, thank you all so much for coming along. It's always really awesome to be able to stream during the weekends and be able to get some Sunday in. What's it called? Paranormasight's always a ton of fun, so it's really nice to be able to like keep on reading it. It'll be pretty fun to like what's it called? Get further in. I wonder how far into it I am. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty far. But what's it called? Until next time, which is it should be probably Tuesday morning again. I don't know if it's gonna be Fields of Mystery. It might be, but part of me is thinking of maybe like throwing in like a few random like what's it called? A few random like games just to kind of make it a little spicier. But before I head out, I'm gonna poke my beanie mark, poke the mic, and send out all kinds of positive vibes for this upcoming work week. But until this Tuesday, I should be seeing you all. Bye.